Um, I've often said that tried to direct people in my channel to pay attention to go follow Uneducated Economists and tell them you were sent here by the Melodic Investor. And I just think that he has his fingers on the pulse of what the economy is doing. So, without further ado, let's get into it. And where I'm going to review not the whole video, but just a little bit of it, and we'll let him unpack, and then we'll kind of give my perspective on some of what he's saying. All right, here we go.
And good morning, everybody. Uneducated Economist here. So in this video, we are going to be talking about how 80% of the people are doomed. And now, of course, if you have been following this channel for any length of time, we have talked a lot about the Cantillon effect and how it is that the ever-increasing amounts of new money pouring into the system is going to cause a separation between the rich and the poor. And there's really no better evidence of that than taking place right now in Bend. Bend, Oregon has this exact scenario happening on an extreme level. Now, of course, this is happening all over the place, and Bend isn't isolated as the only place. There's probably other areas within the nation that are even more extreme than what has taken place within Bend, but it is obvious. And this article coming, I think, out of Oregon Public Broadcasting, um, talks about it, perfectly, right? Here it is. 5% of households make 24% of the city's aggregate income. Just 5% of the people are making 24% of the income in Bend. And now it's causing a situation in which that the workers just simply cannot be there. It says, where was it here? Ben's median household income increased overall, largely driven by households making $100,000 or more. According to the report, the number of households earning $200,000 or more grew by 154%.
Mm.
So the income in Bend is like growing exponentially in the higher income levels, and it's really driving out the people of the working class. Like the working class individual can no longer make it in Bend. It says here, more wealthy people are moving into the community and more less wealthy people are moving out of the community. And now this is totally Cantillon effect. Like, if there was never a better example of new money pouring into the system, causing a separation between the rich and the poor, and then driving the poor people out. Now, of course, a lot of people will call it gentrification, but this is because of the ever increasing amounts of new money coming in. The pop
Okay, let me stop it right there. This is one of the things that he talks about, and if you just look around, it adds up. New money pouring in. So anytime we have the government fix something, their solution is let's pump some money into it, and all of that money and those resources tend to go to the top. And when that goes to the top, guess what happens? The bottom, usually there's more separation. And so I mean, he's going to talk more about it. I'm not an economist, but I do find the economy and how it works very fascinating. I find this discussion very fascinating. It has helped me rethink my strategy when it comes to investing in real estate. Um, Look, here's the reality: people are going to need more affordable options out there. We can't. I mean, this isn't really anything new. I mean, my mom was a single parent and raising four children in the Bay Area. Talk about the struggle. I understand it probably better than most. And I when I look at real estate, and I'm not trying to say like because trust and believe I'm gonna look out for my family as you should too, but I look at it as I want to be one of those landlords that is a good landlord, outstanding, not just a slumlord, doesn't take care of the property, doesn't maintain anything. I just want to find a way to do it at an affordable rate and level to where there's nice things and it's comfortable. It's a place that I would want to have my kids in my family. You know, I would never want to rent something to someone that I wouldn't have my family there. I say all that to say, I believe that the government is going to have to step in and do something because this is unsustainable on a multitude of levels. And I'm in one of those camps that believe that they are going to do a UBI. UBI is universal basic income. This is not new news. This is not anything revolutionary. It's been talked about for a very long time. And I think there it's oh man, what's her name? I cannot remember her name, and I sorry about this, but she said she's an economist another one that I follow, and she says it's not going to fix anything, but it may be necessary, and that's where I fall. I don't think it'll fix anything, but it's going to be necessary, and so where it starts, how much it is, and all, I don't know, but I know they got to figure that out, and so I want to be that option. I want to be the option that provides a good, clean space for affordable. That's it. You know. So anyway, w- went off on a tangent there, but that's okay. Let's let him continue on. Go follow his channel. Um, but please don't forget to subscribe to my channel here. But please go follow Simon. I think he's brilliant and definitely worth a good follow.
Population in Bend had grown in the 1990s. It was, I believe, 20,000 people, it says here in the article, and now it's 100,000 people. So if you can imagine 100,000 people who have moved to Bend and the concentration of wealth into the top 5% earning 24% of the income, the average individual is just simply priced out of the game. Rent is now off the charts. The ability for the average income to be able to provide themselves with any kind of place to live is just no longer existing in any kind of realistic manner in Bend. And again, like when you think about the Cantillon effect and how it takes place with the ever increasing amounts of new money pouring in, when we look at places like Bend, they say, okay, what do we do? How do we fix it? What is it that can possibly happen in order to overcome this situation? And ultimately, it's going to take an insane amount of new builds. Let me see here. Housing affordability grows for renters, especially for larger families. According to the city report, almost half of Bend's renters are cost burdened, meaning they spend more than 30% of their income on rent. And though wages have increased, they haven't kept up with the cost of living. So they're not going to make it. There's no way that they can do it with their income. Renters in Bend earn $66,000 per year on average, not enough to comfortably pay for an average apartment or own a home in the city. The city is on track. Oh, I'm sorry, the city tracked almost 500 affordable housing units built in 2020 to 2025 and a total of 1,260 since 2007. But despite the push to build more affordable housing, little over a little over half of the city's neighborhoods were unaffordable last year. They can't keep up, right? They can't overcome the amount of demand that there has taken place within Bend in order to provide the working class with a place to live. It's just not going to happen. And so when I think about what it is that could possibly, like everybody says, oh, well, subsidies and, government interventions and all
Doesn't
kinds of
work.
stuff. In fact, I think they even point to it. It was just like, they talk about subsidies. Hold on one second.
Subsidies don't
Currently,
work.
Bend doesn't have enough housing. Costs to build housings are increasing, and many people aren't making enough to rent or buy a home. Says, quote, we've been in a bad place for a while, and we're still just trying to dig out. This is, quoted within the article.
Well, let him finish this point, and then we'll close it here.
Pointing to subsidies and incentives and called on an area residents to support affordable housing projects and developer incentives in hopes that new home prices stabilize and people need low income housing can afford to stay. So it's just simply they're going to have to force the situation. Huh? See, like so many people have moved to Bend with the money. right? They moved the remote workers going to Bend, popular place to go to. I know a lot of people who talk about Bend. I live not too far away. Well, I live in Oregon, so I guess it is a bit of a drive, but it's in my state that I live in. This is very telling of the situation that we now face, not only in Bend, but in just generally across the entire nation. This is the same story being told on different levels.
100% agree. 100% agree. Go give him a follow. Please like and subscribe here. Um, Again, this is just for people who are curious, want information, and I think it better informs you on how you should move accordingly into this economy and into this new world. Because the reality of it is, we got to figure something out because no one's coming to save us. And yeah, the more you know, the better, honestly, because last thing you want to be a sucker punch in this economy. So hopefully, this is helpful, you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.